9th of September. Autumn is here, and this is the only box that may have a little bit of honey left to take off. So have a little look at that and take its queen excluder off it. One or two mongrels, one or two with a honey stripe on them, quite a lot with a dark. So there's a mixture here, that's often the case I find. It looks like there's there's a fair amount of stores in this box, so they're not going to starve, but I'm going to give them even more anyway. Well, this is the first hive here, the other box of cappings. Now I may actually put more cappings on other boxes, but this is the first one. I just want to keep the bees out to start off with. Better get on with it. I'm going to put a wet super onto this box here that doesn't have a super on at all, and well, they can clean it up and maybe even use it a bit. Every time I open this box, it's the same old story. Loads and loads of brace comb. So the dimensions of this box are basically wrong, and these frames here should actually meet the top of the box, and then they wouldn't fill it up with brace comb all the time. They haven't actually filled up these frames at the edge yet, but it's so annoying, this brace comb, because basically you've got to take it all off or just end up squashing the bees. So I have to puff those bees down and then scrape the top of these frames before I can put that box on. And the super's on, so I guess now they'll make brace comb between the blue box and the super. Well, that probably won't matter too much this time of the year, because probably won't go into that blue box again this year now. Just leave them to sort themselves out. Still got to do this. Right, but that's a brace comb on top of the crown board. We've got a hole there they can get through, so they can come up and clean that up, and take the honey down and leave the wax for me to collect next time I come. Well, I thought it was going to rain a little while ago. There was a few spots, but it doesn't look like it is, so I think just do one more thing here, and that's get these bees into a better box, or better couple of boxes. So hope that doesn't disturb them too much. Probably will, but let's see what happens. And two brood boxes here, and they're really well stuck together and really difficult to prise apart because the top one's so rotten. Poor bees don't like it very much, but having started, I better continue. Well, I've got them apart. Now the question is, do I take that whole lot off the floor and put a new box on and then transfer the frames back? Or do I take the frames out first and then take the box off the floor? Maybe I'll take the frames out first, see if that works. Now this is what happens when you leave a box full of empty frames for a swarm to move into. They make their home in their own way, and it's not necessarily straight. So I'm going to have to move 3 of those frames together, I think, in order to get them into this box. Well, it was 4 frames together. There's not much left on those 2 frames. So we'll look and see whether there's a queen wandering around. She might well have been moved across already, but you never know. Anyway, I can get this box off the floor now. Well, I can't see the queen on the floor, so now I'll give that a bit of a scrape, and I'll just knock the bees down into the box and scrape it a bit, and then move that box across. They're quite honey coloured mongrels, these ones. Quite a lot of honey stripe on them. Although of course there's the occasional dark one as well. They've done a lot of work, these bees, on sticking this entrance block down. So I'm trying. Well, it's not brilliant. I think that will have to do. Right, well that's it's not exactly clean, but it's better than it was. Right, well that's one box back in position. Now let's deal with the second one. Right, well that's the sounder box. The bees are trying to find their entrance, which they've been used to, but taking a few weeks to get used to it only being on the floor. Now, what have we got here? Make sure we don't have a queen here. Can't see them. Right, well, can't see a queen there, so it's quite a big cuss on this corner. But we'll tap those in. Well, much better frames in this box. So, quite a few brand new ones, in fact. Not much in them though. It makes you wonder if it's really worth transferring them into that top box. I suppose. Oh, look at that spider. Right, well we will. Absolutely nothing in any of these frames. So this top box is not really required at all. could be taken off. What is required is some feed for these bees. They don't have enough stores to get them through the winter, and they've got a fair amount of brood, but they do need feeding. So I think maybe the next stage for these is to take off that top brood box and put a feeder on the bottom one and give them a gallon of feed. Right, well that's that job done, the best way for worse. And we now know what's going on inside there. They need feeding, that's what we know. It's time to go now, it's a bit drizzly and miserable. Certainly not on a bright, warm, sunny day. Anyway, the honey's been taken off these bees, what there was of it, not an awful lot to be honest, and the cappings have been put on for them to deal with, and they've got a feeder to put it in, and the queen excluder's been taken off. Right, they need an entrance block when it comes to that. So that's it for today. Come back with feed is the message. Come back with feed.